Hello, welcome to NFL NI. My name is Johnny, and today I'm going to be previewing the AFC South in the NFL. Before I begin this preview, if you haven't already, head over to Twitter, follow me there, and head over to Instagram as well, where you can find me at NFL NI. If you want to get involved with the channel, get involved in the comments. If you think I'm wrong about certain predictions, then let me know. You can also let me know over on the blog, where I have written a blog post about each division in the NFL for the 2021 season. So let's get started. The AFC South is a tale of two halves. They have two elite franchises who always put together a run towards the playoffs, while the other two are considered the whipping boys of the NFL, who you are always in with a good shout of a win against. The AFC South in 2020 regular season ended with the Tennessee Titans coming top alongside the Indianapolis Colts, who both finished with a record of 11-5 to secure paths through to the playoffs. The Houston Texans ended with a 4-12 record, but it is widely considered that their 2021 season is going to be even worse than that, and they will finish below the Jacksonville Jaguars, who last year finished with the worst record in the NFL, with a record of 1 game in 15. But everything is not bad for the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we will see in a few minutes. Will the Jaguars finish above the Texans in 2021? Will there be a clear winner in the AFC South this year? Let's check it out. In 2020, the Tennessee Titans got off to a great start, going 5-0 before falling to a record of 11-5 by the end of the season. Although this was enough to get the Titans through to the playoffs, this was a slightly disappointing season for the Titans, who will be looking to improve on this in the 2021 NFL season. The Titans' offense was one of the most effective last year, and one of the best in the NFL, as they have a certain running back by the name of Derrick Henry, who claimed the Offensive Player of the Year for the entire NFL. Henry was almost unstoppable last year, and nobody can debate that. Everybody remembers the stiff arm he gave to Josh Norman from the Buffalo Bills, and that will not be forgotten this season, as he still provides the same threat as last year. The Titans also have stud wide receiver in AJ Brown, who is a major deep threat that Ryan Tannehill, the Titans quarterback, will be looking to find in 2021 a lot more often. This season, the Titans have also brought in one of the best wide receivers to ever play in the NFL from the Atlanta Falcons, Julio Jones, who will also be considered a massive deep threat for the Tennessee Titans. So their offensive game, now includes two incredible passing threats and also a major running threat who will be looking to go for another 2,000 yards in the 2021 NFL season. For me, the Titans are a real threat to everybody else in the AFC this year, purely due to their offensive attack. For me, the Titans this year are a team to watch. They could surprise a few people along the way this season, especially when you consider the attacking threats they have in Julio Jones, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry. The Titans' weak points, I think everybody can agree, is the defense. While the offense was scoring for fun of points last season, the defense was letting in a lot of points, which meant that the Titans did not win as many games as they would have liked. It is unsurprising that the Titans spent 5 out of their 7 draft picks this year on defensive players, including highly rated corner from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley, who will provide cover in the secondary and help them out back there. The Titans do still need to develop their defense, I think, especially considering their coach's former linebacker, Mike Vrabel, and this should be a high priority for him this year. If they can get their league defense sorted, then the Titans are in for great things, especially considering their offense. For me, the Titans are in a great position to make the AFC South title their own this year. They will be disappointed that last year they didn't clinch the title, so we'll be looking to do that this year. After all, they have the reigning Offensive Player of the Year and also future Hall of Famer Julio Jones in their offense. I'm going to go for a record of 13-4 for the Titans in the 2021 NFL season. If you think differently, let me know down in the comments or over on Twitter. Next, we move on to the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, like the Titans, finished the 2020 season with a record of 11-5. This included a surprising loss against Jacksonville in Week 1, who I think caught them cold because Jacksonville were not good last year, and also a surprising win in overtime against the Green Bay Packers in Week 11, who were one of the best teams in the NFL last year. The Colts are always there or thereabouts, and they'll always have a few players who make it to the Pro Bowl. In a division with another standout team in the Tennessee Titans, the Colts will be hoping that they can beat the Titans this year to top the division this year and make it through the playoffs in first place in the AFC South. The Colts offense last year was led by veteran quarterback Philip Rivers, who has since retired. This means that they will be led by a new quarterback who is the former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz. Wentz struggled last year at Philadelphia, I think everybody could see that, and he will be hoping to rediscover his form at a new franchise with probably better weapons than the Philadelphia Eagles had, especially last year. Wentz has the ability to pass deep, which is what they need, especially with receivers like Ty Hilton still about in the squad. They also have one of the up-and-coming running backs in the NFL in Jonathan Taylor, who they will be looking to use a lot this year. Wentz also has weapons at tight end like Mo Alley-Cox and Jack Doyle, who will be looking for a big season, and I think the Colts will be in for a great season this year with that offense. The Colts are known for their strong defense, with players like tackle DeForest Buckner and linebackers Darius Leonard and Bobby Okereke and corner Xavier Rhodes. The Colts are a very strong defense again this year. They have also added strong rookies to their defense this year to go with the experience, with their first round pick being spent on Kwity Paye, who many predict to go much higher in the 2021 NFL Draft than the 21st pick. The Colts will be looking to pay to provide more pressure on opposition QBs with the likes of Buckner. The Colts defense will win them games in 2021, and that is always a good thing. The Colts are a very strong team heading into the 2021 season, and it's clear they will make the playoffs. However, will they be able to beat the Titans in the top spot? I'm going to say no, although it will be very close. I'm giving the Indianapolis Colts a final record of 12-5 for the 2021 NFL season. Next, we move on to the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans' 2020 season was nothing short of disappointing. Finishing with a record of 4-12, the Texans have only one man to thank for getting them 4 wins. That man is star QB Deshaun Watson, who is consistently one of the best players in the NFL year in, year out. The Texans were not helped by some awful coaching, which led to an 0-4 start, which is never good. This ended the reign of coach Bill O'Brien as the Texans head coach, although he will be lucky to still be in a job after trading DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals for next to nothing. As we have mentioned, there is one star in the Houston Texans offense, quarterback Deshaun Watson. When Watson plays, the Texans have a chance. However, Watson looks unlikely to play in the 2021 season as he has a number of charges against him currently going through the court system in America. This leaves the Texans with the choice of either starting Tyrod Taylor or Jeff Driscoll as their QB this year. Not exactly great replacements for Watson. At least the quarterback of the Texans this year will be able to throw to a good wide receiver in Brandon Cooks, and also have a chance to run the ball down the field with David Johnson still on the books. The defense of the Texans is also worrying, with no standout players after their star player and Texans legend JJ Watt decided to move to the Arizona Cardinals after he wanted to win a Super Bowl. The Texans are in trouble this year no matter which way you look at it, and their defense is definitely weak. You know, they have the potential to be shipping about 30 points a game, as they are not a good team this year, which is worrying for the Texans fans. The Texans are probably the best bet in the NFL to go without winning a game this season. It is very realistic that they could go 0-17, as they just look incapable of beating anybody at the minute. They haven't got their star QB, they've got no big players in defense, all of which will not help their aim in making the playoffs this year. I think Texans fans have to be realistic and see that they're not going to be good this year. I'm going to give them a 1-16 record, but this could easily be 0-17. The final team that I'm going to preview in the AFC South for this year is the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars finished with the worst record in the NFL last year at 1-15. Things can only get better this year, surely. The Jaguars did have some outstanding players last year, especially undrafted rookie running back James Robinson, who rushed for over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Not bad for an undrafted rookie, eh? The Jacksonville Jaguars will be the first to admit that they're in a rebuilding phase, but they can overtake the Texans and move into third place, especially considering the improvements they made in the 2021 offseason. New head coach of the Jaguars, Urban Meyer, only took the Jags job for one reason: Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence was the first overall pick of the 2021 NFL Draft and is widely regarded as a generational talented quarterback who has the potential to become the next GOAT of the QBs. The former Clemson QB has good weapons to work with too this year. He has targets such as wide receivers DJ Chark and Laviska Shenault, as well as a good running back in Robinson, who will be looking to add to his 2020 stats. The Jags also drafted another encouraging running back this year in the form of Travis Etienne, who also played with Lawrence at Clemson. They'll be hoping that the dual threat of Etienne and Robinson will be enough to worry a lot of defenses in the NFL this year, and they have the potential to do that. Things are looking good for the Jacksonville Jaguars offense this year, and I would not be surprised if they upset the apple cart for a few of the bigger teams in the NFL this year. The Jaguars defense also has some promising young players who will be looking to continue their development in the 2021 season. Defensive end Josh Allen and linebacker Miles Jack are two of these players who could have a massive 2021. Caleb Chisholm will be going into his second year as well in the Jags defense, and they will be hoping that he makes a massive impact on the 2021 season for their defense. Rookie defensive tackle Jay Tufla from USC will also be looking to provide an impact this year, as the Jags defense is only getting stronger with each season they play. The Jags defense is in an incredible position this year. They have stacks of potential mixed in with the right amount of experience, and the Jags defense I think will be one to watch this year. This year is an exciting year to be a Jags fan. There's no other way of looking at it. Drafting the top graded QB for a generation and a stud running back sees the Jags offense elevated to the next level. The Jags will be hoping for a great season, and I think they will achieve that. I'm going to put them down for a record of 7-10 or 8-9. They have a lot of rookies this year, so I think they may struggle initially just getting up to the pace of the NFL, but they also have a lot of potential, which could result in a few wins this year. So my final predictions for the AFC South in 2021 are the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans coming 1 and 2. We'll go with the Titans coming top, the Indianapolis Colts second. In third place we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, and finally in fourth position we have the Texans. That is my preview for the AFC South in 2021. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below, or also on Twitter or Instagram at NFLNI, and I will see you very soon for another video.